a chance to maybe walk on the Levi Stadium's field yet and gauge the winds and start doing kicker stuff?
Not yet. That is something weird that I would do as a kicker, walk around and check the wind from, every angle possible. But, it looks pretty cool from the outside. I'll say that.
Have you met your holder, your long snapper yet?
Haven't met them in person yet, but we've talked over the phone a couple times, and really excited to get to work with them.
Do you ask them those types of questions, like, what's the field like, where's the wind coming in, stuff like that?
Yeah, I'm sure by now they're experts at all of that, not just in this stadium, but in every stadium, and, it's very important. So happy to have, some veterans that are going to kind of show me the ropes.
And how much has Robbie told you about how it plays out here at Levi's kicking?
Robbie's played in Chicago. I've played in Michigan. He said it's nothing worse than you've ever played in. So, it's a lot better weather in the winter especially. So it's nothing that I can't handle.
Adam Peters said that the 49ers put you through a pretty intense test. I think it was like a 55-yard field goal, laces out, fire drill. Can you describe what that test was like, and how did it compare to maybe some of the tests other teams put you through?
Yeah, so Coach Schneider really wanted me to have an operation, and we couldn't find a snapper that could work for like the little private workout. So we had to use the next best resort, which was one of our tight ends. That was kind of like our emergency long snapper at Michigan. And so, he's a great guy. I love him to death, but he's terrible at snapping. And so he rolled, half the snaps back, and the holder was doing the best he could to, try and get the ball up and down for me. And, like you said, the last one, he said, this is like a game winner. You got to make this one no matter what. And sure enough, the snap bounced, I think, twice before it got to the holder. And thankfully he got it up at the last second, didn't kick his hand off, and made it.
Is there any stadium you're really in particular looking forward to kicking in?
Here for sure. I think this will be a really, really cool stadium to play in. Heard good things about it, but as far as other cool NFL stadiums, I've already played in a couple of them for bowl games at Michigan. So, nothing in particular. I'm just excited to play everywhere.
What is the worst conditions you ever faced for a kick in college?
I would say probably against Illinois last season. It was probably about 10 degrees outside with like 30-mile-an-hour winds, so it was pretty chilly, with the wind chill being like negative whatever, and tough wind conditions. So that was pretty tough. I had a kick that game 46 yards into the wind, and that was by far the toughest kick that I've had at Michigan, by far.
How old were you when you decided you wanted to become a kicker? How that happened?
Oh, geez. I was probably about 12 or 13 years old. I had played soccer for a long time, and I was always used for the free kicks, the corner kicks, all of that, and had a pretty good leg, and decided to switch to football, not necessarily to kick, but just to play with my friends. And the first day of kicking tryouts, I was the best one by far, coming from a soccer team, and just kind of fell in love with it from there, and invested in like a kicking coach, the old high school kicker from my town, and just kind of kept progressing ever since middle school.
Who was the high school kicker?
His name was Victor Beaudry. He was the Northville High School kicker, and he went on to play at Ferris State, which is a pretty good Division II program in Michigan.
So how often would you work with him?
I would work with him a couple times a week. He taught me the basics, when I was first starting, and then all the way to some more, I guess, advanced stuff by the time I was getting into high school.
Will you get a percentage of your salary?
I'll take him out for a nice dinner for sure. he's definitely one of the people that I would say was the most like influential, and he definitely taught me the most. Just kind of starting from scratch, he was the one that kind of got me going.
A couple of your teammates have talked about how you have ice in your veins, how you're very calm under pressure. Where does that come from? Have you always been like that?
Yeah, I mean it's just kind of, I was born like it. My parents would show me like the little home videos of, me and my sister on Christmas Day, like just calmly walking downstairs and like gently opening the presents. We're not, screaming and shredding them and stuff. So it's just kind of like who I am, and obviously it's a pretty good thing for a kicker.
What's the toughest miss that you've had to get over?
I think the toughest miss that I had to get over was probably my third miss against Minnesota in the COVID season. That was a pretty tough one. Having missed 2 other kicks earlier in the game, it was, the third one, I was like, okay, I got to make this one, at least make one today, and missed that and got yanked, and, didn't kick another field goal for a few more weeks after that. So that one hurt, but at the same time, it was, I think, the best like learning experience that I had at Michigan. So that was, it sucked, but at the same time, I think it was good.
How do you get over that and get your confidence back?
Yeah, I just fall back on my routine. That's the biggest thing for me is, just stick to my routine. I found the routine that works for me after, it took a couple years at Michigan, but figured out my routine, and from there, just stuck to it. If it works, 99% of the time, then that's, you're the best kicker in the world if you're making 99% of your kicks. So, I'm just trying to figure out, still, make little tweaks to it, just figure out what's the best routine for me, and just, be able to fall back on that and know that, I'm going to miss. It's inevitable, but just sticking to what works.
How do you think playing for Jim Harbaugh has prepared you for this? Obviously, you were drafted really high. There's a lot of pressure there. How do you think that that's helped you?
I think it's helped a lot. Coach Harbaugh runs it like an NFL program in college, and as much as it may stink, coming from high school and just kind of getting thrown into like an NFL program almost, it's very beneficial to all the players, making the jump to the next level, because it's a very smooth transition. It doesn't feel like anything's changing.